Good morning, everybody. It's Big Ed here, and I know some of you guys might be down in the dumps with the impending weather, wintertime coming up. Well, I have a treat for you today, and I have someone that's going to share a way that she can actually help you with designing your space around your home to get out of the winter blues. And seasonal affective disorder is a big thing this time of year. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce Elizabeth Crafton with Lila Beth Interiors, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her business. If you could just tell us, Elizabeth, a little bit about what you do, and then we're going to ask some questions on how we can get through these winter doldrums. I know it's so tough this time of year.
Sure, sure. Hi, Ed. Thank you for having me. Once again, I'm Elizabeth Crafton. I'm with Lila Beth Interiors. We are a boutique interior design firm located in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. We do everything from consultations to full service interior design. So if you need advice or you want a complete kitchen remodel and redo your entire home, come see us. So this time of the year, it's the perfect time to refresh your home. A lot of people are looking to reorganize their home after the holidays. There's a lot of clutter throughout your house. So it's a good time to kind of refresh, reorganize, and kind of revamp things. Also, after the holidays and also with this weather, it gets a little gloomy around this time. So there's a couple things you can do to kind of, cheer up your home. One thing is maximizing natural light. Um, you could do it with the obvious things using light colored curtains or blinds. Just doing that is a simple solution to changing your home and changing the overall feel of your home. Another thing you can do is changing the light bulbs. You can go to full spectrum light bulbs. There's also some other options you can do.
Oh, that's
Uh,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a company that I deal with. They actually have a whole lighting system which mimics the outside light, and
No
this is
way.
it is really cool. It's like when you wake up in the morning, the lights actually turn on like automatically, and it mimics the outside lights, and the light mimics the outdoor lights all day long. So your mood is kind of basically it kind of works along with the lighting. The lighting is completely in tune with outside all day long inside. So it really helps with seasonal mood disorder.
Wow, that's great. What's
Isn't
the
that
name of the
cool?
what's the name of the lights?
It's I'm not sure the name of the lights. I'd have to look that up, and I
Okay,
will.
all
We
right,
can
yeah.
link that.
We'll put
But
a link right there.
yeah, we will definitely link that. But it's Stone Glidden is the company that I deal with, and that they offer this option, and it's really really cool. And
Awesome.
like so like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, your lighting is much lighter than it would be, let's say, at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So you're ready to work at 10 a.m. and you're quieting down at, let's say, 7 p.m. So
Right.
you're in tune with the lighting. So something like that, which is definitely different than putting in light bulbs, but it's definitely more of a commitment financially than doing your light bulbs. And obviously, but it's definitely something that can, if something that you could do that could
Yeah.
definitely improve
Well,
it.
I know this time of year is huge for people. Like, we live in the Northeast area,
Right.
okay, mid-Atlantic Northeast. So the weather here, you get the cold, even with the rain. I
Yeah.
mean, even rain, snow, whatever.
Yeah.
And so people are looking to get away and to have
Right.
that type of escape.
Right.
So
Right.
what type of escapes can you create? And I know we talked about the lighting, and I know
Mm-hmm.
we talked about just changing some blinds and not
Right.
blinds, wall coverings and things like that. But what are
Yeah.
different ways that people can escape, like create that little escape space?
Right. Right. And I'm big on that. I'm big on creating sanctuaries and havens within your own home in order to do that. And obviously, there are the quick changes. You obviously can, change out your curtains. You obviously can, there's paint colors you can use, obviously, the lighting, but you can also create different things. Like you could change the layout of your room, you could add different touches. So you could bring plants into a space. Plants do so much,
Yeah.
and really do change a space. They provide, they improve the air quality, they uplift the spirits. So that's like a big thing you can do to kind of overhaul the space and create a completely different atmosphere. If you look at a space before and after with plants, it really does like change the whole dynamics of it in creating that kind of like spa like feel. That's something that I would definitely recommend. Definitely creating little nooks and meditation areas throughout your home, like maybe creating like little areas like a reading nook, an area to do yoga, things like that. If you create these little spaces throughout your house, and simply by rearranging your furniture, it gives you like this kind of whole new kind of outlook throughout your house. And that's like something that, like, at my firm we focus on is and using what you have and seeing where we can fill in the blanks too, because everybody has stuff that they can use. And it's not, you don't have to put in a huge investment right now. You can just take what you have and just rearrange it and just add a few things here and there. And we have a designer for a day service, which that's what we do, is what we take
Mhm.
what people have, we rearrange, we might fill in the blanks here and there, and just to kind of refresh and kind of give a whole new outlook on your home, and therefore your outlook on life. Change your home and then change your outlook on life.
Yeah, that's so cool because you talk about rearranging spaces. You hear people, that ask like, okay, what's feng shui? What's this? What's
Yes.
that? How does that work?
Yeah.
And those different types of so like if somebody's just looking to rearrange their furniture, how would you do that to improve somebody that's down in the dumps or somebody like this time of year? What are some things you would do? Is it
Well,
just a set way or is it just like depending on whatever your mood is?
it depends on the person's lifestyle, really. I think it's a personal thing and it depends on what they need. Sometimes it really depends on how a space functions for the person. Uh, a lot of times, you might need a space where they need a little bit more openness to
Yeah.
encourage activity. That helps. And in some ways, as we were speaking before, creating these little nooks, that helps as well. It also depends on the actual space itself. If the space is small and cramped, and there is a lot of big, overwhelming furniture in the space, it
Mm,
might feel overwhelming and might not feel, you know, good to be in the space.
right.
So opening it up might be helpful. And vice versa, it could be the opposite. So, where the space might feel large and cavernous, and you might need to create these nooks and these little areas. So it really depends on the space. Like in a lot of the open plans are very popular right now, and a lot of people have done that. And what's happened with that, there's a little bit of a backlash with that, because especially with the pandemic, is everybody was home and people realized they didn't really have that much privacy, especially with
Mm,
homeschooling and everybody working from home. There wasn't that much privacy, and there was this need to create these little areas where people could have their privacy and have their areas to work, have their
right.
areas to do schoolwork, have their areas to play. So, you need to be able to carve those areas out and define those areas and create those boundaries. And you can do that with just furniture. You can, assign those areas. And I think that does, rearranging your space and doing that, I think does, it makes you want to come home. It makes you, kind of gives you a new outlook on life, and I think it does kind of change your perspective on things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just hearing you and just thinking about that, it's like, especially with the pandemic
Hmm.
and man, that open space, yeah, when the kids were driving me crazy, but that's a whole other
Yeah.
thing.
No, I know. I carved out multiple spaces throughout the house, even though they had their own desks in their room. I carved out multiple spaces in the house for them to do schoolwork, just
Oh,
because it's because even if they had desks in their room, they would be doing it in their bed. They'd be doing it, doing their schoolwork everywhere. So
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So the one part of this that I really I'm so excited about is you and I are working together on some things, but
hmm.
also this is going to be a regular feature. So seasonal affective disorder is one piece of this. But we're
Yes.
also be giving multiple, you're also be getting multiple tips because nobody, well, I can give you some tips, but not like Elizabeth can. Um, throughout the year, which is going to be great. And my
Yes.
clients and my family and friends are going to love this. So, but just a little takeaway, not to put you on the spot, but this is a talk show. Um, what would be your top three things that people could do to, and I know we talked about a couple of them,
Hmm.
top three things that people could do to try to increase their mood and just to do a little recap. So what would
Sure.
that be?
I'd say number one would be clear the clutter. That to me is a big your
I'm
face.
looking at my desk. I'm like,
This time of year, that is a big thing. And I think it gives you such a sense of accomplishment.
yeah,
Clear the start going through your stuff, start making those piles, the giveaway pile, what you feel you need to keep, what you feel you need to store, and really think about it. If you haven't used it in a year, do you really need it? In most cases you don't. There are some things you have sentimental value to, but how much of it do you really need? And take some things into consideration, and also think about how much space you actually have. And it just it really does, without all that stuff weighing you down, it does free up a lot of space in your head. That's one thing I would recommend. Another thing I recommend is definitely consider um changing the colors in your home. Color, really, the psychology of color is something I'm very into, and it really does have a great impact on how we feel. And that might be something that could help. I mean, if you do suffer from this on a yearly basis, it could be the colors in your home. I do a lot of color consultations throughout South Jersey, and the majority of the homes I go into have dark colors, very muted earth tones, which were popular about 20 years ago. And I think people are usually like drawn to them. And I think that sometimes that they do, that they can be like a little dreary. And I think that there's so many other colors that people could use, some brighter colors that reflect light, that, and we can link some of these colors too.
yep,
Also, a few by Benjamin Moore that we could definitely link, that people could look at. And the final thing is, and I mentioned this before, add a couple plants. I think that really makes a difference to your space. I think it really does. Just bringing some life into the space. And I'm going to add a fourth, and opening up, bringing the light in.
yeah,
That's
bring in the light.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know we did
bring in
talk
the
about
light.
that a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
let there
definitely
be
bring the
light.
light in.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. That's awesome. Yeah, to have all those things. So, those are great takeaways.
Mhm.
Like I said, I am really excited about working together. I wanted to
Absolutely.
thank you all for tuning in today. A lot of great tips on affecting seasonal affective disorder without breaking your budget and going away. which is not always a bad thing, but if you can't, I'm telling you, listen to the tips that Elizabeth gave today, and we are very excited. And Lila Beth Interiors, how can they get in contact with you?
They can call me at 856-761-6088, or they can email me at info@lilabethinteriors.com. They can also check out my website, which is www.lilabethinteriors.com.
Awesome. And you are also a member of the organization, or not only
Yes,
a member, you're the president, correct?
I am the president of the American Society of Interior Designers. I'm the president of the Pennsylvania East chapter, which is half of Pennsylvania, which includes Philadelphia and all of South Jersey and all of Delaware.
How awesome is that? Guys, that's great. So I'll tell you what. So it was a pleasure spending this morning with you, and let's just keep it rolling for the next topic when we come up, and I'm going to share with you some of her work and some of her pictures, some of the pictures that she actually did send me. So I'm really excited about that. Okay. Well, you have a great day,
Thanks for having me.
and thank you for tuning in.